Hello dear students and welcome to EduTap. So guys, your SEBI Grade A Phase 2 exam is just around the corner, and in this session I'm going to discuss all the components of your descriptive English paper, which are essay writing, Precis writing and reading comprehension answers. So guys, don't forget to like the session and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because you'll get all these useful videos for your exam and for your preparation on this channel itself. So guys, without any further ado, let me first of all start by telling you about our special courses that we have launched for you for SEBI descriptive part. Now guys, you can find the link in the description of the video, but let me show you a very simple way of going about it. You just type edutap.in on your Google browser and just press enter and you land on our home page. These are all our courses that we offer to our students. You'll see different regulatory body exams and you'll see SEBI Grade A courses in the third tab. You click here and you scroll down and you'll see all the courses available to you for this year. Now this is a recorded crash course for phase 2. You can join this and watch recorded sessions. Now this is a top up exclusive 4000 plus MCQ book which you can use for your practice. Now this is phase 2 test series for general stream, wherein you will have your finance, FM, ESI and descriptive English questions. So descriptive English mock tests are going to be there, which are going to be evaluated by us. So you'll have chapter wise mock test, current affairs mock test, full length mock test, exactly simulating your exam, and solved previous year questions are available to you. Now guys, we are offering flat 77% discount on these courses and the coupon code is JAN77. And you can avail a phase 1 plus phase 2 test series. You can look into phase 1 plus phase 2 live crash course, which is going on right now, and this is a silver course which will cater to your phase 2 and interview needs for your general stream. So guys, these are the courses that we are offering you, and we are offering flat 77% discount on these courses. You can look into the deliverables by clicking on the brochure, and you can scroll down and look at the demo lectures as well. So we have provided you demo lectures on finance, quants, management, economics, and you can see which are the most important and most useful lectures for you on these courses. So come join us, streamline your preparation and make your journey constructive and fruitful for yourself. All right, before we start this session, let me first of all clarify what is the agenda of this session. First of all guys, what students are looking for: a brief overview of the exam, then the syllabus of SEBI descriptive English paper, what it entails, what were the questions that were asked in previous year exams that should be discussed here, what is the exam interface, what does the exam interface look like, what are the important tips and tricks to develop articulation skills, what are the tentative topics for this year, and what are the sources that you can use for your preparation. So all this is going to be covered in this session itself. So let's begin guys. First of all, let me give you a brief overview of descriptive English paper. Now guys, generally it has been observed that descriptive English is the most neglected paper while preparing for SEBI Grade A Phase 2 exam. Now guys, descriptive English section, which comprises 3 sections: essay, Precis and reading comprehension, has equal weightage as that of the other 2 sections in your phase 2 exam. So you need to understand that the better you perform in this section, the better your written score will be, which in turn will increase your overall score when interview score will be added for your final selection. So make sure that you pay enough attention to descriptive English part and you do not let it go away, because many students fail or they are not able to make it to the final list because they do not score really well in this. So descriptive English is something that is very, very crucial for your preparation. Now guys, before we go any further, what are the skills that are required to attempt this paper, descriptive English paper, in a proper manner? So there are 3 questions: essay writing, Precis writing and reading comprehension. So in essay writing, they will be testing you on your drafting skills, your articulation, and the thesis, the well-researched thesis that you provide, the data points, the statistics, the reports, the schemes that you mentioned in your answer. They are going to fetch you the maximum marks possible. In Precis writing, they will be looking at your contraction and summarization skills, which are going to prove very, very impactful for your exam. And in reading comprehension, they'll be testing you on your comprehension skills as well as elaboration skills, how well you locate your answer and how well you elaborate your answer in your own words. So these are the skills that are required for these 3 questions in your exam. Now guys, what is the syllabus and what is the pattern of the exam? Now descriptive English weightage is worth 100 marks and the time that will be given to you is 60 minutes. So guys, you'll have only 1 hour to complete 3 questions. Essay writing, which is worth 30 marks. Second question is Precis Writing, which is again worth 30 marks, and Reading Comprehension, which is worth 40 marks. And the time that will be given to you is 60 minutes. So make sure that you have ample time and you manage your time accordingly, according to the need of the question and the answer, and you break it down and you simulate it when you practice on your own. So the ideal time for essay is around 20 minutes. The ideal time for reading comprehension is 25 minutes, and ideal time for Precis is 15 minutes. So let me put it to you this way: ideal time for essay is 20 minutes. I think you should be able to write 250, 300 words in 20 minutes. For reading comprehension, you have to read the passage and then write 5 answers. So there will be 5 questions and you'll be answering 5 questions. So this takes 25 minutes. And Precis should take only 15 minutes, wherein you take 5 minutes to read the passage and then 10 minutes to create your Precis. So that is the ideal breakup of your questions and the time management of your of different questions. Now, let's understand the previous year question so that you get to understand what kind of questions are asked in the exam. Now guys, in the year 2024, the essay topics that were asked in the exam are these 4. Now the word limit that was asked was 250 to 270 words and the weightage was 30 marks. So look at the topics guys. How environment, social and governance, ESG norms help in global business prospects. So you had to share that. Second was discuss how organizations and management can nurture organizational culture. Right? How can you develop a good organizational culture and what decisions can be taken by organizations and management. So this topic can be can be catered under finance and management. Third, what role can banks play in pushing social healthcare expenditure? This is, I think, based on economics. And fourth was a static topic. One machine can replace 5 average human beings, but 5 machines cannot replace 1 smart human. So guys, you let me know if you were sitting in the exam. Let me know in the comment section of the video which topic would you have chosen. Just let me know the essay number 1, 2, 3 or 4 and why. That is the question. Which topic would you choose and why? See guys, it's not about which topic is going to fetch you more marks. It's about how well you execute your answer. That is going to fetch you the marks that you deserve. So let me know which topic would you have chosen if you were sitting in the exam, and which essay would you have written. So these are the topics that were given in 2024. Let's look at the previous year. In 2022, the word limit was only 200 words and the topics given were mental health and its impact should be spoken about. This is basically based on social issues. Role of banks in financial literacy. This is again based on economy. Techno stress and its impact on students and teachers in education sector. Remember 2022, we were just out of the lockdown, so these were the topics that were given. So impact of techno stress on teachers and students in education sector. This is again a social issue. And then fourth was your financial topic. This is asset reconstruction in companies, ARC. So these were the topics that were given in the year 2022. Let's look at the previous year guys, 2020. Now guys, in the year 2020, the topics that were given, the word limit was again 200 words and the topics were importance of teamwork in an organization, management topic, pros and cons of mergers and acquisitions of companies based on management again, role of technology in detecting and preventing financial frauds, again topic based on finance, and fake news and how to identify them. This is a static topic which is written on the basis of your experience. And if we go further beyond, in 2018 the word limit was 250 words and the 4 topics that were given were India's economic slowdown, the causes and consequences, the lasting impact of demonetization, explain, discuss impact of e-commerce on businesses, and transiting to a cashless economy. So these were the topics. So guys, if we analyze the previous year questions, we see that there are certain verticals that we can define and we can look into when we are preparing for this year. So analysis of previous year SEBI essay topics, which says these are the four broad verticals that we can observe. Finance and economy is the dominant part. A large proportion of SEBI essays focus on financial markets, regulation, banking, economic policy, etc. SEBI being a financial regulator, this is expected. Second vertical is technology and innovation in finance. So topics like fintech, digital transactions, fraud prevention, technology stress, and ARCs suggest a mix of finance and technology in your essays. Third is, guys, your general current affairs and socio-economic issues, mental health, fake news, teamwork, stress topics show that generic contemporary issues are also tested. And fourth is ESG and sustainability. Environment and governance topics have appeared in recent mock lists and trend lists. So these are the four verticals that we can understand, and we should be focusing on these four as well. So I'll provide you tentative topics at the end of this lecture, and you will use them and you can use them for your preparation for your exams. Now, what should be a strategy for descriptive English part, and how should you approach these three topics, essay, Precis, and reading comprehension in your exam? So let's delve into that. So what should be a strategy, guys? First of all, you need to start practicing on the interface of the exam. Guys, interface is the most challenging part during your paper. You have to write your answers not on a Word document but in a dialog box, wherein you'll be needing a lot of scrolling top to bottom, left to right, and which is very painstaking, right? So you need to practice your interface, and we have that interface on our platform, on EduTab platform, wherein we provide you 5 full-length mock tests for your preparation. So you'll be writing your answers exactly on the interface that you are going to face in the exam on our platform itself. So start practicing on the interface of the exam. You can even use notepad in your computers or laptops. You can resize the notepad to a dialog box. I'll show you the interface. Let me just show you the interface on the next slide, and you can practice on that. Second strategy is articulation of answers. So you need to practice how do you articulate. It's not just about consuming content. You also need to practice how long you take to create an essay, or how long do you take to write reading comprehension or a Precis answer. So articulation of answers is very, very important, and you need to practice it as you go along. Third is, guys, grammatical and structural accuracy. Your answer should be structured the way they are expected, and there should be grammatical accuracy in your language. So any mistake, be it a grammatical mistake, be it a spelling error, typo, punctuation error, will cost you marks in your final score. So make sure you focus on your grammatical and structural accuracy. And last but not the least, your content should be well researched, well prepared, and your answer should be coherent to the need of the question. So this is the strategy, broad strategy, that you need to start building upon. Now let's delve deeper into it, guys. What are the evaluation criteria for your exam? Now, guys, your answers are first of all evaluated on your articulation, how you articulate, how well researched your answers are, your drafting skills, how well structured your answers and how neatly prepared and factually correct they are. Language and vocabulary that you use is going to play a crucial role in your answers. Structure of your answers should follow the proper structure that is mentioned. Grammatical conciseness will lead to good score in your answers. And typos and errors, these are calculated, and every mistake will cost you marks. So these are the core pillars of your evaluation for your answers in descriptive English part. So we need to focus on all these as we prepare along. Now, guys, this is what the interface of the exam looks like. So you will be given a question on the top, and all the instructions will be given, and below the question you will see a dialog box. See, so this is the dialog box that you need, and when you write your answers you will need a lot of scrolling top to bottom and left to right as well. This is very painstaking, so you need to get used to it. So you can practice on our interface, or you can also use notepad for it. Timer will be there on the screen, so timer will keep on telling you how much time is left and how much time has elapsed. There will be a word counter on the bottom right corner, which will keep on telling you how many words you have written in your answer, so you don't need to manually actually count the words. The word counter is there. And once you complete your answer, answer number one, you click submit, and next you move to the next question. Then same you do with the next question, you click submit, move next, and you can move through your question. So this is what the interface of the exam looks like. So guys, you need to start practicing on the interface of the exam. That is very, very important for your exam preparation. Now guys, what is an essay and how do you approach an essay? So let's understand very basics of essay, and what are the do's and don'ts of essay writing. So an essay is a short piece of writing that sheds light on any given topic. M.H. Abrams, the American literary critic, notes that an essay is any short composition in prose. Guys, this is very, very important. In prose means paragraphs. So always remember, essays are only written in paragraphs. You cannot write essays in bullet points, titles, subtitles, subheading, and heading. You don't do that in an essay. Essay is only written in paragraphs. So whatever topic you choose, don't forget to mention the topic number, otherwise your essays will not be evaluated. So choose, let's say you, out of the 4 topics, you chose topic number 3 or topic number 2. So what you do is just write number 2 and start writing your essay. You don't need to write the title of the essay or any heading of the essay. Then when you write your essay, make sure that you write your answers only in paragraphs. Right? Essays are only written in paragraphs. You don't need to mention bullet points or titles or subtitles or headings and subheadings in an essay. So essay is any short composition in prose that undertakes to discuss a matter, express a point of view, or persuade us to accept a thesis on any given subject. So essay is basically a comprehensive analysis of a given topic while taking a particular view or stand on it. It takes into account various aspects of the topic along with its critical appraisal. So you have to critically appraise the topic by discussing various aspects of the topic holistically. That is what an essay is all about. So how do you, what is the need of the essay and how do you create an essay? The demand in SEBI, guys, you do not need to write narrative or emotional essays. Your essays must be issue based, data aware, and solution oriented. So you have to not write on the basis of what you feel or what you think. They should be well researched and well presented. They should be data aware and solution oriented. So what are the common themes that you should prepare for? Financial regulations and markets, definitely economy, growth and policy, technology in finance, social development and inclusion like finance and economy, linked to finance and economy, global financial trends, and ESG and sustainability. These are certain critical topics and critical verticals that you should prepare for. Now, what examiners expect from your answers? Clear introduction defining the issue. What is the issue and how do you define it? Should be clear with the help of some background information. Balanced analysis of the topic where you discuss both benefits and challenges. Policy linkages. What is the role of the government in this? What schemes have been launched by the government? What are the practical solutions? Not idealistic ones, but practical solutions, viable solutions to those challenges. And then a crisp conclusion by giving a way forward. So this is what your essay should look like. So we do not now need to story tell something or use flowery language or generic opinions. You should be using structured arguments and sector awareness. You should be aware about what you are writing, and you should be writing on the basis of facts and data that you have collected over a period of your preparation. So this is the demand of the answer here. Now guys, what are the salient features of an essay? Excellent presentation, important facts that you use to support your thesis, important data and statistics, data points that you mention to support your answer, important schemes that have been launched by the government or any particular report that talks about this particular issue, and valid and relevant examples. These are the salient features of your essay. So guys, you're not writing just on the basis of your language. It's not just a test of your English. It's much more than that. It's more about what you have learned, what you have prepared, and what you have researched while you were preparing for this exam. So you have to answer on the basis of, not on the basis of your opinions, but on the basis of your research data and factual information that you have collected. So make sure that you collect data points for every vertical for almost as many topics as you can come across, and retain those data points so that you can use them in your answer. Now, what do you do during the exam? Begin by carefully reading each of the topics and carefully choose the topic. Plan time allocation to essay. Essay should be given enough time to prepare and to execute. And what do you do in essay? First, you chalk out a rough draft. You make a rough draft of the essay by using what, why, how, when, where, which about the topic. You ask yourself these 7 W's. How does this issue, or why has this issue been prevalent in the country? Right? What are the challenges? What are the benefits? How can we fight these challenges? What are the steps and measures taken by the government? What will be the impact of this issue on our society and on our economy? So, and what is the way forward? So when you ask yourself these questions, you will get all the crucial points that you need to execute in your essay. Select a pattern that is appropriate for each of the keywords that you have written in your rough draft, and strategize your responses on a piece of paper or in the margins that you are, if you are, you will be provided paper. So write down those key points and make a rough draft on your paper. Write out your points as quickly and as neatly as you can on the piece of paper. And once you have done that, then start executing your key points, your rough draft, into a properly structured essay. Back up your thesis by using specific references to the topic that you have researched and studied. And make sure, guys, you proofread your answer before you submit them, because every mistake is going to cost you marks during the exam. So these are the, this is what you need to remember during the exam. Now, guys, what should be a cut and write structure? Now, guys, is there any structure that you can follow? Now, guys, this is a very well curated structure that you all can use for most of the essays that you write in your exam. So first paragraph is always the introductory paragraph. In introduction, you give a background. You talk about the background of the issue. You give a startling information. You start with some data point, and you then connect that data with the with the topic of the essay. The next paragraph can be the social dimension. What impact this particular issue has on our country? So that is the social dimension. Then economic impact. If the issue has an economic impact, you can mention them after the social dimension. Then what are the challenges and what are viable solutions to those challenges? That should be mentioned. Then political measures. What are the schemes launched by the government? What are the steps taken by RBI or any other body in this regard? So that should be done. And then in the last, you conclude by giving a way forward. What is way forward? You talk what should be done for the future. So guys, basically you start with the background, past, you bring it to the present, you talk and you discuss it in present, and then you talk about future. That is how you cover the complete timeline of a topic. That is how you discuss the topic from every angle, from all the aspects, and in a holistic manner. So you give a way forward. You tell in way forward what should be done and what would be the benefit if these regulatory measures or reforms are put in place, and it will lead to prosperity in the country, or it will lead to improvement of this particular section in the country. So this is how you end your essay. So this is a cut and write structure. You can make these 6-7 paragraphs and you can complete your essay by just using these 7 paragraphs. So you can note down the structure and you can use it for your exam as well. Now guys, many students ask me very frequently, sir, should we open our essay with the quotation or not? Now guys, let me give you an example. Okay, these are 2 examples in front of you. One example starts with the quotation and other starts with the background data. You tell me which opening sounded better to you and why. And then you can decide how do you want to open your essay. Do you want to just be an average answer? Do you want to just write an average essay, or do you want to stand out? So first opening goes like this. Late Dr. Abdul Kalam had dream of providing urban facilities to rural areas. His vision is based on interdependence of infrastructure and rural transformation. In pursuit of his vision, government has taken several initiatives like Indira Awas Yojana, PM Gram Sadak Yojana, Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, BharatNet, providing urban facilities to rural areas, Pura. So let's explore the relationship between infrastructure and rural transformation. I don't even understand what the topic is. Is the topic about rural areas, or is the topic about infrastructure and transformation? Whereas look at the second opening, guys. Now, according to Periodic Labor Force Survey 2018-19, it has been observed that 67.7% of the total households of the country belong to the rural section, which is a huge contribution to the total population of the nation. By this, we come to infer the amount of attention demanded by the rural areas in India. The country is actually aiming at becoming a $5 trillion economy by 24-25 or 27-27 for now, from current to 3.1 or $4.1 trillion. Now, this target cannot be achieved by focusing on a handful of people. For a proper mass development, key issues in rural areas need to be addressed well. So guys, these are two openings written by some students. Although they are old, they are from previous year, but you get to understand, okay, obviously second opening was definitely better. So why? Because you're not writing any quotation, or you're not writing any proverb, or any quote by a prominent personality. You're presenting your thesis on the basis of your research, and that is what will fetch you the maximum marks possible. So the answer to this question once and for all is, the word limit is very small, very little in this exam. 250 words. 250 words, you do not have enough space to discuss the topic. Why do you have space to write a quote? So from today onwards, no quotations, no proverbs, no anecdotes in the introduction. Start with data points and connect those data points in your essay. All right, now let's come to Prezi, guys. What should your Prezi look like, and what should be the how should you frame a Prezi? So guys, first understand the definition of a Prezi. A Prezi is a clear, compact and condensed brief of a passage by exclusion of unimportant text and filtration of key points in writer's own words. That means in your own words. So basically, you have to read the passage, take out the core points, the core idea of the passage, and then present those core points, or that broad idea, in your own words, without changing the meaning, without deviating from the passage. You have to replicate the passage or reframe the passage in your own words in a shortened manner. So what you need to do is take out key points and then frame those key points by connecting them organically in a paragraph. That becomes your Prezi. So Prezi writing is regarded as a very important kind of composition because it develops one's capacity to discriminate between the essential and the non-essential. So you need to understand what is non-essential and what is important in this, and how do I need to present it. Now what you do in a Prezi, guys, you plan or outline the original passage. You count the number of paragraphs that are given in the passage, you outline them, and then you plan your Prezi. Let's say there are 7 paragraphs in your passage, and you know that I have to write 10 sentences for my Prezi, right? So count average number of words that you write in a sentence and divide it by 150. So let's say you write 15 words for every sentence. So that means you have to write 10 sentences, and you have 7 paragraphs. So I have a title on top, then first sentence would be the introductory sentence, then I'll have 7 points from 7 paragraphs to discuss, and then 1 sentence to conclude the Prezi. So that way I'll be able to execute the Prezi in a very logical and rational manner. So plan or outline the original passage first. Remember guys, you have to only keep the abstract of the passage in your Prezi. We do not include any statistical information, any specific reference, or any specific detail into your Prezi. Prezi is the core idea, the highlight of the passage. So only keep the abstract of the passage in your Prezi. Selection of most prominent phrases and sentences is crucial. So while you are reading, take out those core points, jot down those core points from every paragraph, and then collate them to present your Prezi. And then once you have noted down all the prominent points, then form a chain of facts and connect those facts to create an organic paragraph. It's like a short story to the listener or to somebody who's reading, that shows that what are the core points of the passage in your Prezi. So what are the key points of a Prezi, guys? The main idea, the main theme, the underlying theme of the passage, the crux or the gist of the passage is the title. So what is the structure of a Prezi, guys? Let me just show it to you. So guys, a Prezi looks like this. So you write a title on top, in a couple of words, and then below the title you write complete Prezi in one paragraph. So guys, the structure of a Prezi is only one paragraph. You do not write Prezi in multiple paragraphs. Okay, so only one paragraph is needed and a title on top. So title should be the crux of the passage. Then remember guys, you cannot copy and paste sentences from the passage. So you cannot replicate the sentences from the passage. Students usually tend to do this, but this is incorrect. And then have brevity and clarity in your Prezi. It should not be ambiguous or incoherent in its language. Use passive sentences, use indirect speech. That makes your Prezi original. So if they've mentioned the government has pushed AI into banking industry, so what you do is you reverse it. You use passive. Banking industry has been supported or has been helped by the introduction of AI by the central authorities or by the government. So you just use active, passive, indirect presentation of sentences, and that becomes a new sentence for you. Guys, please remember, you do not include any statistical information in your Prezi. Any data point, any number, any particular amount is not to be included in your Prezi. Any particular specific name, Dr. Gerard, Dr. Bellhop, or any particular agency, you don't name them, you just keep the core idea of the passage in your Prezi. Observe proportion, very important, guys. Now, what usually students make mistake with, when they start creating their Prezi, they do not bother about word limit. So they explain the initial few points in 4 or 5 sentences, and then they feel there is not enough space left to discuss other sentences, organically. So that would look like a very disorganized Prezi. So make sure that you observe proportion. Equal weightage and equal importance should be given to all the core points of the passage. That is what a proper Prezi should look like. And guys, please follow the word limit that is mentioned. If the word limit is 120, make sure you reach as close to 120 as possible. It's not necessary to exactly write 120, but you go as close to 120, maybe 110, 115, 116. So as close to the word limit, the better it is going to be for you. So these are the key points or core points of a Prezi. Now, some do's and don'ts of a Prezi, guys. How do you start a Prezi? Start the Prezi with the main idea. So the first sentence of the Prezi should be the core idea of the passage, so that the evaluator can quickly understand the essence of the passage. Now, while writing a Prezi, make a suitable environment where all the points can be described and discussed equally. That is what I meant when I said observe proportion. Okay. Now, as a Prezi is concise, compress it by using connecting words and make sure that space is available to retain the important data, important keywords, and the concept that you have taken out from the passage. Removing irrelevant data and sentences is as important as writing the relevant points. So thus, identify the superfluous data and facts and keep the core idea of the work only in your Prezi. So that is very, very important. Eliminate the explanatory or superfluous part and keep the core idea of the passage in your Prezi. Now, very important thing, guys, do not form any personal opinions, do not add any remarks or any criticism on your own. You are not supposed to give your comments on the Prezi. You have to understand that you were the actually the author of the actual passage, and now you are creating the Prezi as well. That is how you need to present it. So you do not deviate from the passage. You do not add anything into the passage, any criticism, any opinion, or anything, any remark. You just have to reframe the passage in a short and contracted manner. Always take the points from the paragraph or from the passage only. So remember, guys, you just need to restrict your Prezi on the premises of the passage. You cannot add anything beyond the premises of the passage. You cannot add something that is not even mentioned in the passage. So please make sure you do not make that mistake. Do not copy and paste sentences from the passage. That is a strict no. It will be caught and marks will be deducted for it. And make sure that you use your own language. Use synonyms to present the sentences in your own words. See, guys, core words can't be changed. For example, if the passage is about government policy, right? Or if it is about, let's say, AI development or AI revolution, you can't change AI revolution or government policy, but the language of the sentence can be changed and presented. It should be presented in your own words. So this is what Prezi writing is all about. Got it? Now let's move towards reading comprehension, guys. First, understand what is the psychology behind descriptive reading comprehension. Why do they ask you comprehension? Guys, reading comprehension is basically the perception, making sense of, and comprehension of written matters in more clear words. It is to cognize in all respects the information, the feelings, and the thoughts that are desired to be transmitted as they are without having caused any misunderstandings in its course. So basically the comprehension is about analytical skills, how well you analyze and how well you comprehend the passage, the information, the thought process, and the feelings of the author, and how do you present them in your own words. Because reading comprehension requires effective utilization of cognitive structure, cognitive hypothesis focus more on perceptive skills, how you perceive the passage, memory, how much do you remember, and the strategies required to perform mental operations. So these are the skills that will be tested, right? So your perception, that means your comprehension, your memory, and your strategy to perform mental operations. So what do you need to understand? To read between the lines, to understand the passage well. What is the message conveyed by the author? To infer and collate information in the passage. Whatever information is given in the passage, you should be able to infer it and collate it and put it together to present your answer. To be original in your articulation, guys, you have to present the answer in an elaborative manner. So you have to use your own language. You can't copy and paste sentences from the passage, and you should be able to elaborate. So guys, every question is worth 8 marks. There are 5 questions worth 40 marks. That means every question is worth 8 marks, right? So for 5 questions, the weightage is 40 marks. So that means every question is worth 8 marks. So you can imagine, for 8 marks, you have to write at least 80 to 90 words for every answer. That means you will be writing around 350 to 400 words for your comprehension after reading it. So that is something that needs getting used to, and that is why you should start practicing your comprehension answers as well. Now, what are the key points of your reading comprehension? What is the strategy that you need? Reverse reading, guys. That is very, very crucial. Now, read the questions based on the passage before reading the passage. That is very important. That is how you will be able to identify your answers, locate your answers in just one reading. So read the questions first, mark the keywords in the questions, and then locate those keywords in the passage. So mark the keywords while you read the questions and memorize them, or in this case, write them down on the piece of paper you get. Try to recognize the main idea of the passage. You can very easily guess the theme of the passage by just reading the questions. Then you should know what you have to look for in your passage. And while reading the passage, look for the keywords that you have marked in the questions. They will help you to locate your answers from the passage. And remember, guys, you do not have enough time, so avoid getting stuck anywhere while reading the passage. If you do not understand something, move ahead. You'll get the context later on. And mark important points of every paragraph. That will help you in collating the points and presenting the answer in a holistic manner. So these are the tips and tricks of your comprehension. Now, when you are writing your answers, answer the questions carefully after reading the complete passage. Don't just jump to conclusions, or don't just reach question number 1 and start writing. Read the complete passage first and then start answering your questions. Now, as far as answering the question is concerned, frame the answer in your own sentences, in your own words. Because if you replicate sentences, if you copy and paste, then it beats the point. It beats the purpose of descriptive English paper. So you have to create the answers in your own language, exactly like a Precis, but here in an elaborative manner. Language of the comprehension should not be copied, remember that, and try to improvise upon your vocabulary, as it will be of great importance in comprehension. The better words you use, the better, the better you draft your answers, the better your score will be. So your articulation skills are going to play a crucial role in your descriptive English paper. Now, what are the key focus areas in your exam, guys? 5 mistakes that you make sure that you need to remember. Any grammatical mistake, typing error, spelling error, or punctuation error will cost you marks. So every mistake will lead to deduction of marks. So make sure you have minimal mistakes in your answers. Make sure you follow the word limit for every answer, whatever is the word limit. For example, in RC, for every answer you have to write 80 to 90 words. That means if you're writing 5 answers, that means 350 to 400 words for RC. Then word limit would be mentioned for Precis, 120 or 150, whatever it is, make sure you follow that. And similarly for essay, you'll be given 250 or 270. They will be specifically mentioning your word limit, so make sure you follow the word limit in all the answers. Now, copying and text from the passage is a strict no-no. It will lead to deduction of marks. Using information, opinions, or assumptions not given in the passage is again a strict no-no in comprehension. You cannot reuse or you cannot add anything beyond the passage. You have to base your answers on the passage only, and your answers should be relevant to the question. It should not be that your answers will not be read and understood. They will be read by a human being, and they will be evaluated by a person itself. So make sure you focus on these 5 mistakes. Now, what are the sources that you can use for your preparation, guys? Now, in our courses, we have provided you fodder material for actually 40 tentative topics for this year. So Fodder material, which includes data points, statistics, reports, schemes, everything that you need to know about that topic is given in the fodder material. So start reading up the fodder material, or if you are not associated with us, then start reading editorials and articles from good newspapers like the Hindu and Economic Times for ESI topics, PBS, Public Broadcasting Services, and Live Mint for your online articles. And you can use Economic Times or Business Standard for your financial topics. You read editorials on a regular basis. Then use Wikipedia and Google for your research when you're, when you want to know something more about the topic, and use AI to help you in assessing and improving your answers. Use artificial intelligence in assessing and improving your answers. AI is going to be very, very helpful at this stage, guys. So read up and prepare and practice as much as you can. Now, guys, as we talk about, let's talk about tentative topics for this year. I'm giving you 30 tentative topics for this year, guys, based on the verticals that we discussed earlier, and they are going to be very, very important for your preparation. So first, topics based on finance and capital markets, the role of SEBI in protecting investor interest in digital age, retail investor participation, impact of stock market volatility on household savings, prospects and risks of passive investing in India, derivative markets, boon or bane for Indian capital market, financial literacy as a tool for reducing market mis-selling, micro investing and its potential to revolutionize personal finance, role of credit rating agencies in corporate governance, good topic, the future of mutual funds in India, India's investment landscape, again good topic. Then some topics based on economy and public policy, India's path to becoming a $5 trillion economy, what are the key challenges, inflation targeting and its impact on investment decisions, demonetization long-term effects on formal financial markets, public debt management and its implications for economic growth, gig economy, this is very important, guys, this is in news recently, gig economy and its effects on financial inclusion, role of NBFCs, non-banking financial companies in India's economic growth, fiscal consolidation, is it hindering the growth? So these topics were based on economy and public policy. Third, technology and innovation, cryptocurrency, regulatory challenges and opportunities in India. We can talk about CBDC here, e-rupee, blockchain applications beyond finance, artificial intelligence in financial surveillance and regulation, cyber security in banking and securities market infrastructure, fintech innovations and regulatory sandboxes, balancing innovation with security. Then about social economy and inclusion, bridging the gender gap in financial participation, financial inclusion, the role of digital payments, social impact investing and sustainable growth, ethical consumerism and its impact on corporate policies. So these were topics based on social economy and inclusion. And last, governance, ESG and ethics. So ESG investing, trends, challenges in the Indian market, ESG norms, corporate governance and listed firms, need for stricter enforcement, sustainable finance, SEBI's role in facilitating green bonds, ethical investing, balancing profit with purpose, and data privacy and protection in financial services. So guys, these are 30 tentative topics based on different verticals, different aspects of the requirement of the paper, and I think you can look into these topics and start preparing on these lines so that you can research well and you have ample time to practice your answers as well. So guys, this was all about your SEBI preparation. Now, how does EduTap help you in this? Now guys, in our courses we provide lecture videos for every topic, for every subject, be it finance, management, be it economics, social issues, current affairs, or even descriptive English. Then you have PYQs included, questions with updated on new pattern, exactly from last year. Then sample mock tests with solutions are given to you. You can use them for your practice. And then doubts resolution within 24 hours is given to you. So whatever doubt you have, it will be resolved within 24 hours. And guys, before I wrap up, I would like to show you how you can enroll in our courses. Guys, you just have to go to your browser and on your Google, just type edutap.in. As you type edutap.in and press enter, you land on our homepage and you'll see SEBI Grade A courses available to you in between all the other courses. So you click on SEBI Grade A courses and scroll down and you'll see all the courses available to you. So this is a phase 2 test series for general stream, guys, and this is a phase 1 plus phase 2 live crash course for general stream, and this is a silver course again for general stream. So in these courses we are going to provide you live classes which are going on, which will be available to you in recorded form as well later on, summary sheets for every lecture is provided to you. Current affairs magazines are provided. Full length tests are there. Sample mock tests are there. Solved previous year questions are given to you. Chapter wise tests are there, and even current affair mock tests are provided to you. So we are offering flat 77% discount on these courses, and the coupon code is JAN77. So come join us, streamline your preparation, and make your journey constructive and fruitful for yourself. So guys, that was it for this session. I hope this will help you in your preparation for SEBI Grade A Descriptive English part. Guys, you can share your feedback with us on the given email ID, which is hello@edutab.co.in, or if you have any query, you can also drop an email on the same ID. So that is it for this session, guys. I wish you all the very best for your preparation and for your journey ahead. And I hope that you do well in your exam and you come out with flying colors. So guys, having said that, I'll take your leave for today. If you have any doubts, if you have any queries, you can always call us on this number during the office hours, which is 8146207241. Or you can also drop us an email at hello@edutab.co.in. So again, guys, all the very best. Keep up the good work, and I'm sure you'll do wonders in your final exam. So thank you so much. Keep on working hard. Keep on giving your best. And happy learning to all of you guys. Take care. Bye bye. Have a good day.